Hey guys, it's Soul Diva, and as I know, today is Mother's Day. So, being a mother myself, I feel that this is something important that all moms need to know. I feel that, well, let me start in order. To young moms like me, the most important thing that you need to know is that you need to always be there for your child. Regardless of what comes up, you can't abandon them because they're young and they need you the most, especially when they're this young. So, always be there for them. You have to be patient. I know sometimes they'll pluck your nerves, and trust me, I know they'll test you. But the best thing you can do for them is be patient and be there for them when they need you. My mom wasn't around as much when I was younger. She left when I was very young. So I didn't have that mother's influence when I had my child. So it's always important to be there for your child so that when they need you, they'll know that you'll be there for them in good times or in bad. To moms who have been doing this a bit longer than us, I have to say that you're doing a good job. There are a lot of good kids out there. And you can't blame yourself if your kid does one thing wrong. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone screws up. Even if they keep continually do it, they're just making their own mistakes. You can't feel at fault for that mistake. Don't let other people tell you, "Oh, you should blame the parents because this kid did this or this person did that." It's not your fault. They can't blame everything on you. Sometimes there are just people who feel the way that they feel. To mothers who had to abort their children or had a miscarriage, it's okay. You made that choice, or someone influenced you to make that choice. It was your decision. There's nothing wrong with it. It may scar you now, but one day you'll look back on this and think, maybe I did something good. If you felt that you weren't ready to be a parent, it's okay. Not everyone's ready for that. I know I had to contemplate it when I was going to have my daughter. And the reason I didn't do it is because I felt that I was abandoning her. It was already a long time before I could abort her. So I felt that it would have been better if I just kept her. And I did. And I took care of her. I did everything I was supposed to. I did everything I could for her. And she's still living day. She's just as vibrant. She's just as joyful and everything you can think of. To look back on this now, it's amazing to know that I'm a mom and I get to spend this day with you guys because it shows me that I don't even know how to explain it. It shows me that I've matured and that it's it's the most wonderful experience I could ever feel in my entire life. It's amazing that I get to learn with other moms and I get to teach young moms what I've learned. It's hmm. Being a mom has been the most challenging thing in my life, but it has also made me a better person. It's made me more responsible. It's made me look at things different. It made me realize that there's more to me than just being this or being that. I like the fact that being a mom has made me become more outgoing and more accepting and more flexible in my timing. with everything. I feel like if I hadn't had my daughter, I might have not been here to say this to anyone. I mean, every parent has their regrets, but this doesn't feel like one of them. It's hard to talk about this because I've never really seen it from this point of view. So it kind of feels weird, but not right now. Being a parent is one of the most amazing things a person can do. It's it's a challenge that not a lot of people can take. But those who do take on the challenge of being a parent, it's comforting to know that it's comforting to hear that they're doing a good job and that their child will be great. So don't be discouraged when you think your child's not doing what you think they should. But it's also, you can't coddle them forever. You need to let them do their own thing. You need to let them blossom into whatever you think they're going to be. Parenting isn't easy. So, of course, there's going to be a few mess ups along the way. But regardless of that, you just have to be there when they need you. You have to be ready for them to listen to them. You have to be ready to comfort them when something goes wrong. You have to be ready with advice for them when they need help. And there are even those times where you need to be able to help them fix things when they really screw up. And I've seen my 3-year-old really screw up, but she's still learning. Like all kids, they're still learning. So it just takes time. To all those who are watching with their moms, give them a hug. Let them know that they are special. Remind them that if they had not been there for you, things may not have gone the way they are. Next to a dad, moms are the best in the world. And even to dads who had to play the roles of moms, you're twice as great because you were there to pick up the slack. I know I was raised by my dad. I spent majority of my life with my dad, and my dad did double time playing a mom and did for 2 girls, me and my sister. Now he has a granddaughter, and it seems like now that she's here, it seems that he's become softer. It seems that he's become more compassionate. It's brought him to a place that he's never been before. And I'm glad that my dad's his understanding because he's been there supporting me through this entire ordeal. And I thank God for him. I'm not much of a religious person, but I thank God for my dad. I thank God for my dad. I thank God for my sister. Because through this entire thing, they've been so strong and they've been there for me. And if you're getting ready to be a mom, then this is definitely a shout out to you because you need that support system. Because my daughter's child isn't in her life; he passed away, and it hurts me that I can never explain to her how much he loved her. Even when he was alive, she was still like at least 1 year old before he passed away, and he was so hands on. He was so compassionate and just loved seeing her every day when he was alive. He loved being there for her. And it's going to kill me the day I have to explain to her what happened to him because it's hard for any parent to tell their child that their mother or their father passed away. Or for people who adopted their children, the day you have to tell them that they're adopted, it scares you because you don't know how they'll react. So, to that, my greatest advice is wait until they're a bit older and sit them down and just explain to them how things work and tell them that regardless of how things went, that you love them and that you're always there for them, and help them understand that they mean the world to you regardless of if they're your biological child or not. And to parents who lost their significant other, tell your child that your significant other loved them and would have done anything for them. If things had been a little different, they would be here for them regardless. But to sum up everything, mothers, young mothers, soon to be mothers, mothers in the military, mothers who are across the sea who can't come see their kids, mothers who gave their lives to protect their kids, mothers who gave up their freedom so that their kids can have a life in another country, or even moms who are across seas in other countries who did everything they could to have their children come here. Mothers who may have lost their children, mothers who may have had to give up their children. Regardless of what your circumstances, you are a mom regardless. You did what you felt was right. No one has the right to tell you you did wrong. No one has to tell you that you made a mistake. No one has the right to tell you that you're not a mom because of something. Regardless of what your circumstances, you are a mom regardless. You were there when the child was born. You were there when they needed you. You were there when everything went down. You carried that child for as long as your body allowed you. You cared for that child like you were supposed to. And if something happened, so be it. Mothers with children that have special needs, you're still a great mom regardless of how your child came out. No one can tell you that there's something wrong with your child unless you know. You would know if there's something wrong with your child. So those out there who are watching, who are with their moms or who are making plans for them, don't forget to make your mom feel special. Let her know that she's doing a good job. Because there are some moms who hold that in thinking that they made a mistake somewhere. I know I have. But my family reminds me all the time that I've gotten better compared to when I first had my daughter. They always remind me that I'm doing a good job. They always praise me and tell me that she's smart and that she's beautiful and that she's doing everything that she's supposed to, even at the young age 3. So always remember to let your mom feel special. Because if she can't feel special to her own child, then she's not doing her job. She doesn't know she's doing her job right. It may be repetitive, and some moms may get annoyed when you tell them, but that's just them being tsunderes. They won't admit that they love hearing you tell them that they're doing a good job. Some moms may not seem appreciative, but that's their way of showing that they love you. Some moms may not say much to you, but you know that they love you, and they know they have their own way of doing things. So I know it's early, and I know you probably don't feel like hearing this, but I feel like when you first wake up, this is something you should hear. To all the moms in the world, this is the greatest thank you you can ever get. Thank you for being there for your child. Thank you for taking care of them. Thank you for coddling them or spoiling them. Thank you for being strict with them and teaching them. Thank you for disciplining them. Thank you for being there for them. Thank you for making choices that benefit them. Thank you for being a mom. It's not easy. It's not always fun. But at the end of the day, you can sit there and look at your child and say that I did a good job. I brought this person into this world and they're going to do, or they are doing great things. But it's Mother's Day. You can all sit down to breakfast, look into a family album, and look back at photos of when you were younger. Make the most of the day. Because when it comes down to it, Some of us don't know how long we'll have our moms, so it's always important to spend as much time with them as possible. Moms, you don't know how, with things how our things are in the world, you don't know how long you'll be there for your child, or you don't know how long your child has on this earth. Spend as much time with them as you can, because all it takes is a snap of a finger before you know that they're gone. To the mothers who have lost their children already to anything, to drugs, to violence, to anything, you know they still love you. You know that they care about you. And you know that they thank you for everything you've done for them up to that point. There are some things that are out of mom's hands. It's okay, because it just means that something greater awaits them on the other side. But in all, happy Mother's Day, everyone. I hope you enjoy your day, and I hope you spend as much time with your family as you can.